All right, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring now will be James Blankenship in the blue corner in this heavyweight boxing championship. 201 plus pounds, 3 3-minute rounds of action, ladies and gentlemen. We finally reached the main event of the evening. What a phenomenal night of fights we've had. We started out with good bangers in the less experienced divisions where we had a lot of, kind of sloppier but very entertaining fights from growing fighters. And then as we got into the later half of this card, I've been really impressed by the technical proficiency to see if that can keep, if that trend will continue here as James Blankenship makes his way into the ring. He's got Rex in his corner. Blankenship looks very comfortable in there.
James Blankenship is a guy who's always coming to fight. He's former title contender and 6-1. He's had wins over Michael Watts, guys that are very tough outs, and he's not been active in a while. I know though he's in shape. I know he's been training. He trains out of the pit. That's his own gym. He started his own home gym. He's got guys like Rex White going over, putting in tons of rounds. But he also used to train with Chris Blankenship, who we see there in the corner, Larry Hobson, great mind for boxing, and C.C. Morgan. These three guys know their stuff. They're a great group of people to work with and live and breathe boxing. James is a guy who's in incredible shape. That's an edge I think he'll have in this fight, cardio. Jonah's a guy who we've seen struggle with cardio in the past. But Jonah, our champion, is a crafty, tough, and technical fighter. This is a tough out, and I think it's the toughest fight James Blankenship's had.
I was very impressed with Jonah's last couple performances.
Jonah's a guy, Chad Van Sickle has talked about him. He said, if he would have been more dedicated to training, he would be undefeated right now. He's a guy, he beat the brakes off Alex Davis back when Alex was an amateur and then gassed. He's a guy who had a tendency to do that. I think that's what James needs to do. He needs to make Jonah Adkins tired tonight.
I would agree. Jonah's proven to be a very tough out, very defensively sound and resilient when he does get tagged.
And on the other side of the coin, what Jonah needs to do is use that craftiness, use his clinch, wear James down. Both guys are going to be playing that card, trying to wear each other down in this fight. It depends on who's fighting the other man's fight.
I agree. I think the dirtier fight will definitely favor Jonah Adkins in this case. Now, it looks like we probably have a weight disparity here.
Jonah giving us some love here at the commentary booth. He's a guy I've really enjoyed getting to know since he's become champion and started fighting for us. Very funny, very intelligent fighter. I knew that from just watching him fight. I knew he was an intelligent guy. You don't see that much. We talked about it. Like at the regional level, how many smart fighters do you see?
Not as many as I'd like to.
Well, you got one of them right here, but James Blankenship, very crafty guy himself. He's been working with Rex, and Rex, has been trying to mimic the style of Jonah Adkins, that clinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the main event. This one's brought to you by the future mayor of Logan, Caleb Browning, sitting over here in the front row. This is for the heavyweight boxing championship. Fighting out of the blue corner, your challenger tonight with a record of 6-1 from Gilbert, West Virginia, James Blankenship. Your champion in the red corner with a record of 4-3 from Columbus, Ohio, fighting out of Van Sickle Boxing, Jonah Adkins.
Referee giving the final instructions in this main event championship bout.
You wonder how much ring rust is going to play a factor for James, because we've not seen him in, I think, a couple of years.
We see him coming out with a tight guard. Appears to be looking to work defense, and there's a nice jab to the body there.
Jonah staying active with his, beautiful work. Jonah getting ahead of him now. Short, tight punches.
And a nice left hook there from Jonah.
James having a tough time getting inside on Jonah right now. But James has good head movement normally. He likes to slip and rip with those hooks. There's a good check left hook by Jonah Adkins.
Yeah, after the parry of the jab from Blankenship. Ooh, and a load up left hook just misses from Blankenship. Oh, Jonah hits him to the body and then up high with a left hook to the head.
Good work from Jonah Adkins, staying busy here. Another stiff jab. And James trying to work the body. That's one thing that he heard in his training camp was that Jonah has a tendency to get hurt to the body.
Jonah doing a good job kind of wearing in on those defenses there. Finding himself in that leaning in clinch. And we see him eat that jab to the body, though.
James misses with that right hand. Jonah shakes his head and lands a left hook.
I don't think he really has the respect of Jonah yet.
A beautiful right hand, and that hurt him.
Yep.
And Rex White said don't show it to him. He knew that hurt his fighter.
We did see a good left hook land there from Blankenship, though. I believe that was his most solid connection of the fight thus far, but a right-hand left hook combination lands for Adkins.
Jonah doing a good job just timing those explosive moments, wearing on him now. There's that clinch we talked about. Beautiful work. And James rips the left hook, but the right hook, but misses. James slipping real low, trying to get out of trouble there.
Now we do see Blankenship appear to be the fresher of the two gentlemen here.
James Blankenship has cardio for days. That's a guy who's constantly working out, constantly doing these grueling, intense workouts. Everybody talks about, when you go train with James, he's going to have you puking because he does these amazingly intense workouts. And, we might see that pay dividends in the later rounds here.
We may very well. Adkins is kind of outboxing him in this first round, though.
And
20 seconds remain. Nice jab, but just out of the way.
For the last minute, all Chad Van Sickle has been saying to Jonah Adkins is breathe.
Yep.
Reminding his fighter to breathe because he knows Jonah's had a tendency to gas. But I like the pace that Jonah's fighting at. He doesn't explode all the time. He picks his explosions.
Yeah, he's picking his explosions. When he's winning those exchanges, it's enough to win the round.
Beautiful first round from both men. I think Jonah Adkins definitely took that when he's busier, stayed ahead of James. But James had moments there where he looked like he was going to mount some offense.
Yeah.
And he's still very much in this fight. And as you said, he may be the fresher man here. See, Jonah already puking. Looks like, nope, just water.
Yeah, I think he's just doing the old rinse and spit.
The old rinse and spit.
Some of us are spitters, Elijah.
Some of us are rinsers. Yeah. You just got to pick your path in life, whether you want to be a rinser or a spitter. Sometimes, like Jonah, you can be both.
The people at Ground Zero know that whenever I'm sparring, Eli will just bring the trash can next to whatever corner I'm working out of because I'm going to spit.
You got the different personalities and archetypes in your gym. You got the bleeder, the spitter.
We do. We've got a little bit of everybody.
You got the guy that always smells a little funny.
Which is actually kind of useful for our guys to have all these different defensive and offensive looks because like Czar and Griffin and I are all, and Eli are four extraordinarily different fighters despite having the same gym.
Czar's definitely the best looking of all of you.
Oh, yeah, nobody would argue with that.
Here we go.
Eli's pretty close. But
Eli's a handsome man as well. Starting round two, and Jonah gets to work with that jab right away.
And a right hand to the body.
And he's just marching him down, staying busy. And then he backs off.
Yep, I think he's trying to get ahead early on. He landed another nice jab and got out of the way of the power shots of Blankenship.
James looks frustrated out there.
Yep.
I think he's having a hard time finding the chin of Jonah Adkins.
Oh, but there he finds it a couple times with both the right and the left.
Does a good job moving away from that power.
Oh, that was a beautiful, just kind of matador grab the collar tie and circle away by Jonah Adkins.
Now he's sticking the jab. Oh, best right hand of the fight from James Blankenship. And that should give him a little confidence now. Jonah Adkins breathing heavy.
Oh, and he got
gets cracked
again.
Good work from James.
We're seeing that right hook find a home for
Things are
for
starting
James,
to
yeah.
change now.
He
The
just landed
momentum
a nice
shifting.
jab.
Set it up off the left hook again.
Jonah backing off now. I think Jonah trying to get that second wind. He looks a little bit gassed.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if that big high output at the beginning of this round was a good idea.
3-2, James, 3-2.
Oh, and James is not going to let him recover either by keeping going to the body.
That was the game plan. They knew that is the weakness of Jonah Adkins. Cardio, and he's susceptible to the body shot. And let's see if that's going to pay dividends.
Oh, and
later
a
in
right
this
hand
fight.
lands. And we don't see the look of frustration on Blankenship's face
And you
anymore.
got-
We
you
see a
gotta
look of
think,
confidence.
James has been out for a couple years. Ring roast is a real thing. You start to see he's getting more comfortable in there now, though. And his corner saying he's tired. Jonah's shaking his head there, but he lands the left hook in that exchange. I think Jonah tends to get frustrated with himself.
Oh, Blankenship smiled at him. He said there's nothing on that jab that he landed, but he got
Oh, and
tagged.
he made James angry there. Or he made Jonah angry there, and Jonah pours it on. And that was a stiff jab from Jonah Adkins.
Yep, and I think James might actually have been hurt a little bit in that exchange in the corner there, just based on the way he's moving around after it.
And beautiful jab to the body from James Blankenship. And right hand over the top. Jonah Adkins backing off a lot here, trying to catch his breath in a lot of moments of these fights, and I've been there myself. Chad Vancicle calling for Jonah for another push.
Oh, and a nice right straight, and a jab lands over the top that hurts Blankenship at the end. He might have stolen the round with that.
Blankenship looks real frustrated. I believe he's having some problems out of that left leg. He's walking real ginger on that left leg. Or it might be that left shoulder that he injured before.
Yeah, it looks like they might even be doing some work.
Look at that belt. Look at that belt, James.
Looks to me
really-
like he's trying to reset it.
James definitely
Yep.
injured right now in the corner.
Looks to me like they're trying to reset a dislocated shoulder, perhaps.
Ref taking a real close look at him.
Yeah, I think he was trying to subtly do it while the ref wasn't looking, but
It's hard to do that when he's standing right over top of you.
yeah.
Got one on, 1-1, James. Line up.
Tucker Lambert there yelling it's 1-1. You got one. You just won that last round, and I think I agree with him. It was close though.
It was very close. I think he had more moments of offense.
I think he landed the bigger shots.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Jonah had him hurt a couple times.
Jonah had
in
him
that
hurt,
round.
especially at that end of the round. I think that was the
James
thing
did
that
it
was
well.
the most. Yep. Now, if James's shoulder is not in good shape, then this last round could be the deciding factor. I think this last round is going to be the deciding factor either
I
way.
also
but
think Jonah sat back a little in that round and tried to manage his cardio. And you see beautiful overhand right to start the third.
And if he's having trouble with that left shoulder, that's what the overhand right is what's going to be the way to attack that.
And you got to wonder if Chad Vancicle in the corner saw that.
Set it up to the hook, James.
James marching forward but getting a little sloppy. I think James knows he's got to win this round.
There's your left hook.
Jonah lands a nice right hand, though.
Do that left hook again.
Jonah fighting, as always, very
Good
smart.
jabs to the body, though, by Blankenship.
Dig in, James. This is it.
Sticks that jab to the head as Jonah
Big
Adkins.
boy, James.
Digging deep, both men here. And we knew this would be a great main event.
Hook up
Oh, and a
that
nice
jab.
left hook right straight from Jonah Adkins. Another jab.
James, get to work. This is it right here. Get in there.
Josh Blair in the crowd here yelling for James to get to work, but James looks like he's wearing it right now.
Oh, he's eating those jabs. Every one of those jabs is frustrating him now. The left uppercut, right hook.
Win this round, James. 3.
Rex White yelling from the corner, tighten it up, James, kill the power. Telling him not to throw these big winging shots, throw tight, sharp punches. That's what Jonah Adkins is doing here, and that's why he's beating him to the punch.
And Jonah's jab has really been the thing that's been the most consequential. Oh, there's a nice right uppercut there.
And a beautiful left hook, right straight. Oh, man, they got into a war there, and Jonah shakes his head.
I think James got landed the harder shots in there, but
I do as well. But Jonah seems none the worse for wear. He keeps marching forward.
And Jonah doesn't seem to be tired here to me.
They're talking to each other now in there. James throws a shot to the body in this clinch. They're calling for their man, James Blankenship, to dig deep. He takes a big, deep breath and eats a jab. Oh,
and he lands a big right hand.
Lunging left hook misses it, follows it with the right, and Jonah didn't see that one coming. 40 seconds left. Both these men could seize this fight.
Big power differential we're seeing in this fight, but Jonah's taking control as a more technical boxer, and Blankenship seems to be the one more tired now.
I don't know if James has that much more power. He's just more explosive. His punches come with that explosiveness, but Jonah's a heavy-handed man. You can see he's hurting James as well with these shots.
Beautiful jab.
Jonah backs up. 12 seconds left, short time.
Another nice
Let's
jab
see who
from
takes
Adkins.
the end of this round.
Oh, big right hand from Adkins.
And he hurt him at the end!
Almost knocked him down.
Man, James Blankenship is on wobbly legs at the end of this fight. Wow! What an ending to that fight. Beautiful work from Jonah Adkins. There's the replay. And it was a big right hand from the champion. And it almost put James Blankenship down.
And ladies and gentlemen, I think that right uppercut at the end was probably the nail in the coffin.
It was.
We'll find out. There's an overhand right there, and then he tries to land a little uppercut back here in the corner.
Beautiful amount of heart from James Blankenship to stay on his feet.
You saw him kind of frozen in time there for a moment. I thought he almost was going to face plant.
I did too. It was heart. It was all heart that kept James up at the end of that fight. What a beautiful ending to a beautiful main event.
We have a split decision. Judge 1 has it, 30-27, blue. Judge 2 has it, 29-28, red. Judge 3 has it, 29-28. And still, your champion, Jonah Adkins.